Hi, my name is Koku with blackfilm.com, and I'm here with director Ali LeRoi. He is the director of American Refugee that is on EPIX on December 10th. Thank you so much for joining me.
You got it. Glad to be here.
Thank you for joining me. I really, I'm happy to talk to you because I also understand that you are a fellow Chicagoan.
I am a fellow Chicagoan. You're a fellow Chicagoan?
I was born in Cook County Hospital.
What part of town? Come on, man. What high school? What high school?
Well, see, now you're gonna clown me because you know how you know how it goes. So I'm
where you in Elmhurst or something?
This little town called Country Club Hills, Illinois.
Oh, I know about it.
You know, it's a little ways down I-57, but you know that's where I was raised.
I'm mad at you. It still counts.
Oh, thank you. At least I'm in Cook County, right? Yep. Been a long time. But anyways, I wanted to get into this movie because I know a lot of people know you from being the co-creator of Everybody Hates Chris, which is an amazing, of course, that's a classic television show. But it's a departure when you get into American Refugee from what you've done there to what you're doing now. And how did you arrive at this project?
Well, I mean, it's been a number of years since since Chris, and I mean, my comedy has always kind of dabbled in the space of social constructs, things that are happening in society, being a reflection of that all the way back to my time on the Chris Rock show as well. So it's always been something that I've been interested in. And I've been working towards directing, a number of things over the years. And I just love the people dynamics. In this particular film, you're dealing with, a really tense interpersonal relationship with the two characters, Helen and Greg. They're in a troubled marriage, and what's the worst thing that could happen when you're at a space where you're probably going to break up? You're forced to be together.
Right.
Right. And so I just love that. And so, dramatic constructs, any comedian will tell you, like, that's the ripest place for comedy. But of course, if you take all the jokes out and you really just start to explore the attitudes, the beliefs, how people are at cross purposes, how they're at odds with one another, it's not that much of a departure. Comedy is the space of, there's a lot of psychology and philosophy, in terms of, assessing people's beliefs, their behavior. So it literally isn't that far in terms of an artistic approach, but in the rendering, a drama and a thriller versus a comedy. That's some studying on my part. I'm a big fan of thrillers. I'm a big fan, of, amazing dramatic works. People laugh when I tell them this, but as I was prepping for this film, one of the movies that I watched was this Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which is Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor, and it's just it's a pressure cooker with people at odds with each other, trying to achieve some sort of end, but not really having the emotional capacity, the emotional vulnerability, and the tools to connect that allow them to get where they need to be without a scorched earth behind them.
Right. And so, I mean, Derek Luke and Erika Alexander, I mean, they were perfectly cast. They really did play their roles very well, but they're not the kind of people who many would expect would play these types of roles. So I was just so interested in, I asked them what they thought about, what informed their decision to take on the roles, but what informed your decision to feel like they were right for the roles?
Well, first, they're both amazing actors. And they, there's a part of who they are as people, and the way that they present that lent to being able to inform the characters. Erika is an incredibly intelligent, beautiful, politically active, socially conscious woman. She's been married, so she understands the dynamics of what that's like. Derek is an incredibly thoughtful, intelligent, a man, and he's a man too. Derek is 6'2", and he's got broad shoulders, and so I'm just like, the ideas of what masculinity is versus this new sort of notion of toxic masculinity and what's that supposed to be. So I love the idea that he's a man that presents with a lot of integrity and a lot of authority, but also a degree of vulnerability and sensitivity. And I just loved seeing that type of man you know, in this role, attempting to engage in a thoughtful way, you know, with this woman who is also, you know, if there's an alpha female, you know, that idea that that's a thing that's happening now, you know, the character of Helen very much functions in that space, you know, and Erika, I think, certainly understands, you know, what that is. So they were just like, if there were two people that were tailor made to like slide into these characters and have enough of their own perspectives and experience to inform them, but also be able to embrace, you know, the material that was written. The Buckmelters did an incredible job with the way that they crafted the story. And originally, these characters were white.
Oh, is that right?
Yes. But for me coming into the film, it was just very important to me to, you know, to present a story that, had more color, more diversity, more inclusivity. And, you know, and I love Black people. So it's like, well, can I get some Black people in here? You know, the Black people are in the country too. I mean,
right. The other thing I think that is really, really incredible about this movie is that the children are excellent actors, and they weren't accessory players into the story. They were very integral to the plot.
Well, so here's how working on Everybody Hates Chris kind of informed that. The kids, my experience with children actors has really been, again, bringing out, you know, their full person, allowing them to be whole, allowing them to be nuanced, not just caricatures of kids, but actual whole people, right? And so the sorts of skill sets that a young actor needs to have to lean into that part of it, right? And really understand how to let a line do the work, you know, to understand that, you know, you don't need to do all of this stuff with your face in order to convey an emotion,
right?
To be able to take direction, you know, Zamani and Peyton, you know, playing brother and sister, you know, both young, but again, just incredibly intuitive, great with taking direction. And Jesse, who, it's funny that Jesse and Zamani are the same age.
Okay.
But Zamani's playing a teenager and Jesse was playing, you know, slightly older, you know, in her 20s, you know, in this relationship with a grown man. But as young actors, all of them have a certain ability to tap in to a type of maturity, you know, in expression. And that's what I really just love about them. And I look for that. I look for them to be natural. I look for them to not, you know, manufacture things, you know, trying to express an idea,
right?
You know, state the idea, let it express itself, and whatever comes with it comes with it.
No, that's great. That's definitely, you can see that, because a lot of times you'll see children are just, you know, it's just like, okay, let's make a family, and the kids, you know, just are eating at the dinner table or something. Then they have a couple lines, they're just there to sort of complete the picture or the puzzle or so forth, you know. But I know, I understand you guys also you filmed this during the pandemic, and I'm thinking about, just from what I see, and to me, this story didn't seem so far from the idea of something that could actually happen. I mean, there's been some strange things that have happened over the past couple of years. So, I mean, I just wondered if that, you know, I asked the actors, but I wondered what you thought about, maybe just even, was it more intense, just considering this could be somewhat of a reality, you know, given the uncertainty of the pandemic itself?
Well, I mean, we were 2 hours from it being a reality.
Yeah.
I mean, well, you know, let's not pretend here. Yeah, it's like it was about as close to being a reality as we can get. You know, there's a suggestion inside the film that the events are happening in a near future and not quite the present.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I thought that was important because, you know, again, just creatively speaking, you know, a lot of productions are, you know, are wondering, you know, well, how do we deal with the pandemic if it's supposed to be something that's contemporary? Do we have people in masks and so on and so forth? And, you know, just creatively, that's not something that I wanted to have to try to force into the story, but we do give a nod to it, you know, with a few lines of dialogue. And I think it's enough that, you know, that we buy everybody's trust in the way that we handle it. But just in terms of the reality of a virtual societal collapse, I mean, listen, America is not the first great empire. There are other empires that have fallen before it.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
And part of the arrogance of the fallen empire is the belief that it can't fall. And what is happening, much like termites, is that somewhere down near the base of everything you believe in are a group of bodies actively chipping away from the inside out. Yeah, it's not from the outside, it's from the inside. These structures collapse from the inside, right? This is being attacked from the inside. They're like terrorists, terrorists, terrorists. Like, no, forget about the Middle East, forget about China, forget about Russia. It's your problem is
what's
right
happening
here.
on the home front, exactly. No, that's
your
very
problem's
true.
right here.
Well, I do thank you very much for joining me today, Mr. Ali LeRoi. It's an excellent film. It really
Thank
is.
you.
And thank
Really,
you for
thank you.
acknowledging my Chicagoanness.
Hey, you know, maybe we get back for a Bud Billiken parade sometime.
Exactly. One of these days, back for that's real Chicago right there.
Hey, we get some Harold's, you know.
Are they gonna bring back the taste? I don't even know anymore.
They will. Just cut a hole in your mask.
Exactly. Like I need to get one of them. Where they have the little pizza puffs. Yes, pizza puffs. That's that's what I really miss. I miss a pizza. You can't get them anywhere else. And deep dish pizza is not a casserole.
Yeah, they had Lollapalooza, so I think they can bring the taste back.
Oh, they can. Okay, yeah, they did, right? Yeah, exactly. So once again, I'm here with Ali LeRoi. We're talking about the film American Refugee. My name is Koku with blackfilm.com. It is excellent, and it is on EPIX. EPIX. I said it correctly.
EPIX.
EPIX on December 10th. Thank you so much for joining me.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. If you want to see more content like this on blackfilm.com, make sure you like, subscribe, and ring that bell.